Hi, my name is Isaac Kigen, and I am happy to be a facilitator at Centonomy. I have been here teaching at Centonomy for more than 10 years now. I do teach on the areas of debt management, time value of money, and doing your financial plan. I'm very passionate about covering the topic debt. Why? It is said or it is quoted that the borrower is slave to the lender. And we want to get people to enjoy their freedom, to enjoy their financial freedom, which is part of Centonomy's tenets. One of Centonomy's tenets is to live free financially. Hence the name Centonomy. Sense meaning money and autonomy meaning freedom. So tackling debt, which is a very thorny and emotive topic that people cover, we would want to get the participants to get out of debt, to understand debt, to ensure that you are able to emancipate yourself from the yoke or burden of debt. That is why I'm very passionate about tackling this topic. First of all is to understand the CRB, why it was introduced as a law in this country, not why the law introduced it in Kenya, because banks were facing a lot of default on their loans. Hence, the credit reference bureaus were legislated by government to deal with people defaulting on loans. So we need to understand, how do you get listed, why do you get listed, and how do you get out of it, and what are the ramifications for being listed at the CRB. Then we get into understanding debt proper. What is debt? What is interest? What is principal? How do we do the calculations? And then we move to understanding what is good debt and what is bad debt. Because not all debt is bad. Not all debt is bad, I will repeat. So we need to ensure that we learn how to harness the goodness of debt and ensure that we don't get into unhealthy or bad debt. So that is followed by the various types of debt, like for example, bank loans, SACCO loans, credit card, mortgages, and all that. And then we now move to understanding the various calculations that are done. For example, how do you finish clearing your loan faster? How do you end up paying faster? How do you get to pay less interest than had been stipulated in the schedule that was printed, which is the amortization schedule? So we look at those calculations and try to understand them so that by the time we are going to the bank, we understand exactly what the bank means in the bank's terminologies. And then we crown it all by learning how to get off debt, especially bad debt. So the practical takeaways that you will get from this particular class. Number one, those debt calculations. That is the first one. Understanding you will in fact get a loan calculator that you will use to calculate your loan calculations and how to speed up. Number two, you will learn how to use aspects like equity release to ensure that you can get an additional loan if you're servicing a mortgage, and so that you ensure also how to pay your debt faster. And then finally, we will have an action plan to get you out of debt. So getting out of debt plan, and that will be tremendous to finish on that note, because people normally start with a lot of debt and end up seeing that they are going to be doomed. But once we reach the end, we will see how easy it is. By patience and hard work and sacrifice, for sure, you will be debt-free. In most of the classes, you will find almost everyone is steeped in debt. And those few who are not in debt are so afraid of taking loans that they miss out on the golden opportunity of using debt as leverage to grow their assets. So it is really important to come to this class, because these aspects keep on coming and people are lost about how to get out of debt. This always comes out in class. One participant after the class approached me and immediately confessed that they are struggling, and after a few months later, actually like 1 year and a few months, he was so proud and happy to be so free of debt, and that he was really grateful for the experience that he went through. That always comes out. You guy, You lady, I'm talking to you. What are you waiting for? Please come and learn how to get out of debt, or come and learn how you can use debt to build your assets, to grow your future and live a financially free and enjoyable life in your blissful years. Thank you. Hope to see you soon.